G'day folks, Links here. Welcome back to Nomifactory. So I have a very specific goal for this episode. I would like to see whether I can rush AE2 storage from where I am now. So basically we need... So I have the charger already. I just don't have the Certus quartz, or I just haven't actually done these two to actually get the quest. But I was having a look, and pretty much everything just needs LV circuits. So that doesn't... Energy acceptor doesn't need a circuit at all. The crystal growth chamber also doesn't need a circuit. The ME chest does not need a circuit. So the ME chest does not need a circuit. The drive does. Drive needs 2 LV circuits. But that's not the annoying part though. We have some spare LV circuits in the crafting chest. The annoying part is the emitter and the sensor, because these need flawless emeralds. And flawless emeralds means we need the sifter. Now, getting the sifter is not actually that hard. It's not a hard recipe, but the problem is it needs item filters. And item filters need... Oh, actually, no, I can't get it in LV. It's the gas collector I'm thinking of. So, the gas collector, which I want to get for the blast furnace, needs a fluid filter, and this needs lapis or lazurite or sodalite plates, which require the cutting machine. But I really don't want to make the LV cutting machine. Because we will have to get rid of it, or the LV cutting machine can't cut silicon wafers. So or it can't cut the bulls. That needs to be MV. So I just want to hold off and craft the MV one. However, for some reason I thought the sifter needed an MV one as well, but it doesn't. So in reality, we should be able to get, we should be able to get AE2 storage this episode. And a terminal. It would be nice to get a crafting terminal, but that requires components, AE2 calculation processes, which, yeah, is another thing of its own, because we don't have silicon wafers or silicon plates yet. But if we can at least get the terminal, it means we can do away with all of these crates. I do have channels enabled in this, but that's not going to be a problem for today, because a network with no controller can have 8 channels. So we'll just have the energy acceptor plugged into the drive, and then a terminal above the drive, and it'll basically just be a big chest. And what we will do is we won't move everything. So things that we have a lot of, like ingots, we'll probably leave in the crates. We'll see, because we'll be very limited in the amount of storage we'll have in the beginning. We'll only have these 1K cells, which are an LV circuit each. Technically, we could make the 4Ks, but they need silicon. So I'm the easiest way to do this is probably just to buy some emerald ore, which is Nomi quarters. Yeah, so basically buy the emerald ore, and then we are going to have to actually... we're going to have to then... Yeah, so we'll buy the emerald ore, and then basically we'll macerate it, and then we throw the crushed ore into a cauldron to get the purified ore, and then we'll put the purified ore into a sifter. Luckily, I have 2 Nomi quarters, so we can get a stack of emerald ore, which should give us a pretty good chance at getting the... No, sorry, we can only get 32. But this macerates into 4, so this will get us 2 stacks. And this should get us a decent chance at flawless emeralds, which is what we need for the emitter and the sensor. Certus quartz we can go and get from... we can either run it through the autoclave, because we have automated Certus quartz dust, or we can go mine some Certus quartz ore, I believe, in the Nether, and smelt it. Yeah, and then we could smelt it, or we could Oh, actually, never mind. We'll just buy it. It's only Nomi pennies. It's only Nomi coins. It's not terrible. It's not a terrible amount. And we get 2 per thing. So that'll do us for now. So that'll get us 2 stacks. What we'll do is we will put 1 stack through the charger, and we'll keep 1 stack as uncharged because some of the recipes do need uncharged ore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and craft the LV sifter, and then we'll get that going, and then we'll be back. And we're back. So we've got our sifter. We're going to craft a couple of small storage crates to shove above and below it. And we are still using these ULV conveyors because they're extremely affordable at this point. Basically just a single lead cable, a bronze rod and a magnetic iron rod for the motor, and then 2 rubber sheets. And they are fast enough for now. So now we have the sifter quest, and what we're gonna do. I mean, there's no guarantee that we'll get any flawless emeralds out of these 128. Out this 128 emerald ore, but I'd be very surprised if we didn't get at least 1. So we will put the. I left the storage crate in the thing, didn't I? I'll tell you what then. We'll shove that in there, so then that it can at least be tickling away. And basically, yeah, we want to be able to just sort of set this and forget it because the LV sifter takes an eternity to run. I don't know if we could have made an MV1. I'm not actually sure, but it doesn't really matter. This one will do for now. So hopefully, we will get the. So hopefully we'll get at least the 2. Hopefully we'll get at least the 2 flawless emeralds that we need for today. Oh yeah, there we go, there's 1. The chance isn't terrible, I don't believe. Chance is 15%, which isn't, that's not terrible. We should have a decent chance at getting at least a handful from those 2 stacks. We will probably have to actually go find an emerald vein. I need to go flying around the Nether a bit, but I don't have the jetpack yet. The Nether will be a lot easier to navigate once we build the jetpack. If we can get enough flawless emeralds for, if we can get more than 2. If we get enough flawless emeralds, we'll build an MV miner as well. I don't think the LV miner is worth building, to be honest. Having to constantly refuel it isn't particularly worthwhile. Speaking of which, we should probably go check on it. Also, don't do a dumb like me. So I put this miner down and I forgot to chunk load it. When I put it down, so I went to the chest like 10 minutes later, wondering why there was no ores in the chest, or no new ores in the chest. We popped it on a silver vein because we need more silver for making the inefficient circuit boards until we can get iron 3 chloride. So we'll just pop that, set that going again, and then go back to our void base. But yeah, so we've got the sifter. Also smelted up 2 stacks worth of Certus quartz, and I made the charger a little while ago. It's there. Also, I set a load of these going overnight because these are 7.5 minutes each. So I just set a load of them going before I went to bed. I could probably set another stack going, but that's 1,024 wafers right there. That'll basically do us for now. Now, as I understand it, you can only... This can be automated, but you can only insert from the sides, I believe. But let's see if I also thought it could always only be powered from the top, but I don't believe that's the case. No, that is the case. So it has to be powered from the top. Okay, we can do something. We can do something with that. So what we could potentially... Oh, it has to be powered from the top or the bottom. What I'm inclined to do is actually put it over here. Oh, actually, it doesn't have to be powered with GT power. It can be powered with redstone flux. So we can just... yeah, we can just shove it, like, literally there. There we go. And then it has to be... you have to... You can automate this, but you have to put the stuff in one side. You have to put the stuff in at the sides. So what we'll do is we'll just do it with... because we're not going to be dealing with big numbers here, so what we'll do is we'll do it with chests. So basically we will do a conduit, a conduit. This is so shoddy, but this is going to be a very temporary setup. Hang on. Let's put some stuff back in the belt. So you can go back in there, and you can go back in there. Right, so we'll just extract on brown, insert on brown, and then extract on brown, insert on brown. I don't like the change. I don't like this change to Ender IO. I preferred it when you could just cycle through with left click and right click, and that is how GTNH still does it as well in their version of Ender IO. So I'm just very used to that. See, there we go. We have our first charged crystal. Let's just pick that up to get the quest. Yep, there we go. So this thing can be quite slow, but when it's automated like this, we don't care. You know, we're not having to manually pick the stuff out of it. Right, so to make the energy acceptor, we need 4 Fluix plates, 4 electrical steel plates, and an LV machine hull. So Fluix plates come from Fluix crystals, which comes from Fluix dust. 1 charged Certus quartz plus nether quartz plus redstone dust into a puddle next to one another. Yeah, okay, well, we might have to do it that way for now, because I don't think we can make Fluix dust. Yeah, no, we can't. So, we will have to do it that way for now. Once we can make this thing, then... Actually, I wonder if this can be powered directly off of RF. Let's make it and find out. I'll go away and I'll quickly make it and we'll come back. So it turns out the answer to my question was no. Which I guess, you know, that it would have been explained by that. The fact that it depends on the energy acceptor quest. Always follow the quests. So we're going to have to make Fluix the intended AE2 way for now, which is basically to throw some nether quartz, some redstone, and some charged Certus quartz into a puddle of water, and we'll get back to Fluix crystals. Just give that a minute, and there we go. Look at all of that. To a stack of Fluix crystals. We'll throw 4 of them. Actually, I know at the very least I need... I know at the very least I need 10, I believe it is, or 7. Throw 7 in a compressor. Because I need some for the... I need compressed... I need Fluix plates for the illuminated panel as well. And with this, we should be able to get the energy acceptor. I crafted up the crystal growth chamber already, so if we put that in there, we'll get the energy acceptor. We're going to need a fair amount of electrical steel, so I have set the alloy smelter going on 2 stacks of electrical steel. Oh, I want to claim that. And then this bit is, so Certus Quartz Seed is just Certus Quartz Dust and Sand. That's awesome. We have that completely automated. Nether Quartz Dust and Sand, again. Well, we don't have Nether Quartz Dust automated, but we can just throw a load, but we do have Nether Quartz automated, so we just throw a load of it in the Macerator. And Fluix Seeds, these are a bit more annoying, because these are Fluix Dust, which, you know, we have renewable Certus Quartz. The problem is we don't get it in crystal form. What I am tempted to do is to actually set up an autoclave somewhere to take the Certus Quartz Dust and the water. It's only a 70% chance, I believe, if you run it through... it's only a 70% chance if you run it through the autoclave with normal water. Yeah, and then it's guaranteed if you do distilled, but we don't have distilled water. But I just don't know where to put it. I kind of have built myself into a little bit of a corner here. I'd have to move this assembler. We are, oh yeah, we're bulk crafting, or we're trying to bulk craft circuit components. So at the moment, I've been making liquid rubber ready for MV because copper cables require liquid rubber, and the byproduct of that is glue. So I'm currently feeding that into an assembler with fine annealed copper wire to make stacks of resistors. But it's run out of fine annealed wire, which is why it's stopped. So for now, I think we'll just keep going. So for the ME terminal, we just need the illuminated panel, which is 3 quartz glass, which is glass and Certus Quartz Dust in the alloy smelter, and we already have the 3 plates. So what we'll do is we'll do what was the ratio again? Quartz glass. It's just 1 to 1, right? So what we'll do is we'll do. We won't do a huge amount. We'll just do 8 of each. It's probably still going on. Yeah, it's still going on that, but we're gonna skip the queue. And we'll just shove those back in there. So we only need 3 for the quest, or for the terminal. We do have a spare LV circuit, but we will probably need to make some more. So if we grab that, and then grab the ME terminal, and quest. Right, so what we'll do is we're gonna shove the... We're just going to shove the bits in here for now, just so we don't lose them. And then the next step is we need 1 of each pure in order to make the ME chest, which is then used to make the ME drive. And this is where we need we need 3 MV circuits. And we need the 4 emeralds. We do have a few of those now. We've got, I believe it's... Well, last time I checked, I think it was like 6. Yeah, we've got 10 now. Awesome. So I'm just going to go get a couple of bits crafted, and then we'll be... Actually, what we'll do is we will... let's set up the crystal charger. Quickly show you how this works. So the crystal charger is not part of AE2 itself. It's part of an add-on mod called AE2 Stuff. And basically, so we put the energy acceptor down, and basically this can be anywhere on the network, but obviously our network right now is literally just that. So what we want is we just want... So the Certus Quartz one is really easy. Oh, I don't want 2 of those. The Certus Quartz one is really easy. The Certus Quartz one is just 64 of that and 64 sand. Combine them in our crafting grid, and we get 2 Certus Quartz seeds. And basically, sorry, so we have 2 stacks here, and then if you hover over it, you can actually see it's charging. So normally, the way you would do this would actually be to drop it in water, and then it would actually take potentially hours to convert, unless you put crystal growth accelerators around the water puddle. That's annoying. So AE2 stuff basically gives you this machine where it'll grow it in the machine. You can put accelerator cards in here to make it faster, but we're a bit of a way from that, unfortunately. So what we're going to do is we will do 32. We'll do 32 of the fluic seeds, and while that does that, we need the nether quartz ones. And these 64, these 128 of each should see us for a little bit. I don't think these are used hugely at the moment. So hopefully, if we just shove that in there, we should get some. We should get some nether quartz dust. And I'll go away and I'll get the bits that we need for the ME chest, and we'll be back in a bit. Right, we have the bits we needed for the ME chest. I was just waiting for this dark steel to smelt up. Dark steel is just steel and obsidian in the alloy smelter, but it's quite slow at the moment in LV. I think it's like 15 seconds per ingot. So now we have the ME chest. Technically, I believe we could actually just use this for storage. So I think you can just put a storage cell in it, and and basically interact with the contents like a normal chest. I've never actually used the ME chest, to be honest, but we're not here to settle anyway. We're not going to settle for a single storage cell. We want to drive, so then we can have 10 cells. So the drive is where things start to get a little bit more expensive. So we need 2 LV circuits, and we need 3 MV circuits. Now we have our shiny new circuit assembler, where we can craft the LV circuits. In fact, I'm about to set a stack of LV circuits going. We just want to shove these in there, so then we can get more boards. That gets us another 24 boards. And instead of getting 1 circuit per recipe now, we're still crafting these rubbish circuits, but instead of using this really inefficient recipe, we can now use this recipe, which doesn't require any rubber, because we don't have to coat the red alloy wire. We get 2 circuits instead of 1. Otherwise, the number of vacuum tubes and resistors are the same, but again, we get double the number of circuits. So basically, we're gonna just shove that in there, and we don't have soldering alloy yet, so we are using molten tin. So basically, we're just gonna shove in 32 molten tin. We really should shove 64 in there because I've actually, no, 32 is right. Never mind. 32 is actually right. So I've shoved in more boards than we need, but yeah. So basically now, each one of these is going to take 10 seconds, but it's going to give us 2 instead of 1. So for the drive, I'm fairly sure we actually have everything we need once we get these 2 circuits. And then we'll have to use some of these LV circuits to make the MV circuits, which we can also make in the assembler. Oh yeah, no, we need the... So now we just need the MV circuits. Which for the cheap... for the inefficient MV circuits, we could either do it this way, which is obviously quicker, but we really don't want to do that. Or we can do it in here, which saves us... What does that actually save us? So it's 3... Oh yeah, so it saves us an LV circuit. So we still use the same amount of copper, same amount of and it saves us a steel plate. So basically, we use the same number of diodes, the same amount of copper, but we save 1 LV circuit, and we also save the steel plate. So I will go and craft up some MV. I'll go and craft up the MV circuits we need, and then what else do we need for the... We need an electrum rod. So I will go and craft us some electrum. We may actually already have some. I think I might have done Yeah, we have 2 stacks of Electrum already. It's just gold and silver in the smelter, in the alloy smelter. Because I was going to upgrade these to reinforced now that we have access to aluminium, which I probably will do, but that's, again, something I'll probably just do off camera. It's just crafting the upgrade kit and using it. So I'll get us these MV circuits, and then I'll be back. And we hit a spanner in the works. I forgot that to make the MV sensor and emitter, we need copper cable. So, which we can't coat with... We can't just slap sheets on it like we do with... you can't just slap sheets on it like you do with tin. So, basically, we need to actually take some copper, which we've been making in the chemical reactor. It's just raw rubber pulp, which you get from centrifuging sticky resin, and sulfur. And basically, we can just shove that in there. That'll take a little bit. We don't need that much right now, but you are going to want to be batch crafting this. Every single MV machine needs this. MV components need it. So the sensor and the emitter, and things like the piston. I'm fairly sure the motor does as well. Yeah, the motor does. So you're going to be wanting to batch craft. This. So while that's we got another bunch of resistors. Shove them in there. So that should be enough for what we need. And basically, you need 9 stacks of rubber pulp to go through a stack of sulfur. And basically, each sulfur dust produces about, I think it's like eight sheets of rubber or something like that. So it's definitely a much nicer ratio for the sticky resin. So shove that in there. Oh, we need to go get our flawless emeralds. As the series goes on, I'm definitely going to be cutting a lot more of the sort of more... I can't sort of think of the way to describe it, but the more sort of common sense bits, you know, like a lot of the crafting and whatnot, because as you get later into the pack, it's more around the sort of the automation, building out your factory and so on. So we'll be sort of focusing on that. But for the early game, because this does consumer, this is basically the early game, a lot of handcrafting and so on. I want to obviously include some of that. But yeah, but once we get to the sort of later portions, then I'll obviously start cutting a little bit more. I'm just trying to find the balance at the moment between sort of showing the mechanics and showing off the pack to people who may have never seen it before, or never played it before, or never seen some of these mods before, versus just not showing versus showing too little. So I'm currently trying to find that balance. So now we have the drive, but we have nothing to put in it. So technically I could put it there, and then we actually also need some Fluix cable. We need some of this. So this is just Fluix dust and quartz fiber is just pure nether quartz in a wire mill. So we will... where did I put the pure nether quartz? I think I put it in... Oh wait. I put it... Yeah, here we go. So we'll just take... Yeah, we'll just run all that through the wire mill. Pure nether quartz is neither here nor there, because of the fact that we can quite easily... we can quite easily make it. It's more the, and same with the service quartz, it's more the Fluix that's a bit annoying at the moment. But basically the terminal can't just be slapped onto onto anything. It needs to be put onto a cable. So we grab the terminal. So all that's left now is we need storage cells. Now, these are red alloy plates, glass, and an LV circuit. So we should be... Yeah, there we go. We can craft... We have no more red alloy plates. and then you need to make a housing, which is electrical steel, fine red alloy wire, and nothing else. So we need fine red alloy wire. So what we'll do is we'll need a few of these. So what we'll do is we'll do 2 stacks of fine red alloy wire because we're gonna need a few of these storage housings. We have enough LV circuits to make 10. Get rid of you now. We have enough LV circuits to make 10. Storage cells. So we might actually just do that, but for now, I'm just being really lazy and I just want to get the... I just want to see AE storage. This isn't where it's going to live. We will move it. It's just I've not decided exactly where. I will probably put it somewhere around here. Maybe put a platform here. And put it somewhere around here because this will be the central area because MV will go here and then HV will go next to MV. But for now, we can shove the quartz fiber and the fluix dust into there to get our glass fiber. We can shove that there. We shove the terminal there, and if we open it, there's nothing because we don't have any storage. But we will do very shortly once we get our red alloy wire. So what was I missing? Oh, I was missing red alloy plates to be able to make more. So we will just throw some... I'll tell you what, let's just do... That's like another... I think this will actually get us to 10 cells. Off camera, I will craft a second drive and another 10 cells because 10 1K cells is not going to be very much. Each cell can only hold 63 unique item types, and then obviously they're limited on space as well. So we will, but I just want to see something work. I also want to show you something rather neat that was, I believe it's Lazy AE2 that adds it. I can't remember which mod adds it. But there is actually a really neat change to... Oh, we need more electrical steel as well. More electrical steel plates. There is actually a really neat thing where you can actually view you can view the contents of of each individual storage cell. Which is quite nice. I believe Nomifactory might actually be the only pack where you can do that, but I've not played modern versions of Applied Energistics, so it's entirely possible you can do it there as well. So if we just shove that in there, and we have our first... storage cell. I've never rushed AE like this before, to be honest. Usually I wait until after Silicon, because I generally wait for the crafting terminal. So blue means it's empty, if I recall. But basically if we shove that in there, now it's green, and it says 16 out of 1024 bytes used. And what you can do is you can press R to view contents, and then go to the cell view. And you can now see what items are actually in the cell. It's actually really awesome. So, but yeah, that's Applied Energistic storage. So what I'm going to do is off camera, I will craft another 9 cells for this one, and then I'll craft another drive with another 10 cells, and then we'll have nice Applied Energistics storage. The other thing we'll also need is, which we can probably make now. Yeah, we can make this now. We need an energy cell, because this doesn't really have much of a buffer. Normally, if you have an ME controller, then that usually has a little buffer in it, which, you know, for a very simple network like that would be fine. But we don't have an ME controller yet, and I don't really want to make one yet. So it's just basically 4 Certus quartz, 4 fluix dust, and quartz glass. So basically that goes in there. Now we can actually use the pure Certus quartz, according to JEI, which is actually much more economical than using the Certus quartz crystals. So we have that, and we need quartz glass, which I hate this inventory jumping thing where things just jump out of... I don't know what's causing it. It's really annoying. Where things just jump, if I open a storage crate or whatever, a random item will jump out of the inventory, out of the storage crate's inventory into my inventory. It's extremely annoying. I don't think it happens with AE though, so yeah, that's good. So we just basically do you. Oh no, I didn't mean to use those. Oh, whatever. And now we have our storage cell. And if we just shove that, let's shove it there. So now we have a nice buffer, and there we go. This is basic applied energistic storage. So now we can just shove stuff in here, and the really satisfying thing is when you can go through all of those crates and shift click everything into just grab everything out and shift click it all into applied energistics. But unfortunately, we can't quite do that today. But if you made it this far, this will probably be a little bit of a shorter episode. Not really, actually. It's about the same time, I think. But yeah, this will be definitely be shorter than the last one. But yeah, if you made it this far, I just want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys later. The next thing that we will be going after is probably this thing, the loot fabricator. So we can start using the pristine zombie matter that we've got here as a very, very cheap source of iron. So yeah, that will be something that we'll probably look to get in the next episode. But until then, I'm just going to batch craft a load of stuff, probably get a couple of MV machines up and running, and yeah, so I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one.